Hello everyone, how are you all? This is your educator G Vijaya Manorama. Subscribe my channel Vijaya Manorama Tutorials. Okay, so as we are discussing the light chapter, reflection of light, already it was finished. It is finished. And refraction of light. What is refraction? Yesterday we have discussed. Today's topic is refraction through lenses. Okay, before starting, the quote of the day is determination leads to success. Be determined, whatever you want to achieve that. So चलो टॉपिक में चले जाते हैं. एक बात बताना चाहती हूँ, जितना ज़्यादा हो सके 10th क्लास के बच्चे प्लीज़ शेयर विथ योर फ्रेंड्स. Okay, so that it will be very much benefited for them, and this is very important topic also, light chapter. Okay, so चलो टॉपिक में चले जाते हैं. So refraction through lenses, there are two different types of lenses. Which type of ray diagrams forms, those all things we are going to discuss. So chalo, so lenses play a very important role in our daily lives. Lenses are, in how many ways the lenses are useful? So for making optical instruments like cameras, microscopes, telescopes, film projectors, these all are made up of lenses only. A watchmaker also, you might have, nowadays all are digital watches only. So few watches are there still, where watchmakers they work by using the lens to see the extremely small parts which are present in the watches. Watchmakers use the watches to repair that, those extremely small parts. Lenses are used to watch that clearly. Okay, so we have already discussed about the working of mirrors, which are based on the reflection of the light rays. Now the working of the lenses are totally based on the refraction of light rays when they pass through it. So what is this lens? How many types of lenses are there? What are those? Those all things we are going to discuss today. So actually the lens is a piece of transparent optical material bounded by two refracting surfaces which are usually spherical in shape. That's why here I have given spherical lens. So what is this spherical lens? It is a transparent material bounded by two surfaces, one or both of which are spherical in shape. Okay, so they are of two types, convex lens and concave lens. Convex lens, which is thicker in the middle and thinner at the edges. Convex lens, thicker in the middle, here thicker in the middle and thinner at the edges or tapering at the edges. And these lenses, always whenever the light rays comes, those light rays will converge. So that's why this convex lens is also called as converging lens. Okay, so next one is concave lens. Concave lens is thinner in the middle and thicker at the edges. So concave lens is bent inward. Here concave lens is bent inward or depressed at the center. A concave lens, here this concave lens may be of three types. Here we have biconcave, this is called as biconcave, and another type we find plano concave, and another type we find convexo concave. Okay, there are three types of concave lenses. So this is biconcave lens, this is plano concave lens, and this is convexo concave lens. Okay, so the convex lens converges, here this convex lens converges parallel beam of light at a point. So therefore a convex lens is also called as converging lens. Here all the light rays are converging, that's why it is also called as converging lens. Okay, similarly the concave lens, here they diverges, that's why it is called as diverging lens. Okay, concave lens will diverge, that's why it is called as diverging lens. Okay, so here in the structure, here in the nature, the action, focus, everything, there is a lot of difference in between these two lenses. Convex lens is thicker in the middle and thinner at the edges, whereas concave lens is thinner in the middle and thicker at the edges. Next, parallel beam of light will converge at a point, and here parallel beam of light will diverge at a point, and all the light rays seems to meet at a point in this concave lens. So here it is a virtual focus we find in the concave lens. Here it is a real focus. Okay. Converging lens or convex lens has a real focus, and whereas concave lens has virtual focus, right? Virtual focus. Chalo. So how this refraction through the spherical lenses, how this refraction takes place? Before going to that, let me tell you the terms which are related to these lenses. 1 minute. Chalo. So terms which are related to the lenses are center of curvature, as it is a part of the sphere. So if I have taken this part, means this is a part of a complete sphere, and this is another part of a sphere. Understand? So lens, either a concave or convex, two spherical surfaces are present. Okay, two spherical surfaces are present. Each of these surfaces forms a part of the sphere. So center of curvature is the spherical surface from which the lens has been cut. It is the surface from which the lens has been cut, that is only called as center of curvature. Here, this point, the center of that sphere is center of curvature. Okay, next one is aperture. The maximum portion of the spherical surface from which the refraction takes place is called as aperture. This is the refraction part, no? So this is called as aperture. Next one is radius of curvature. It is the radius of the sphere from which the lens, this is the radius of the sphere from which the lens surface is a part. Next one is principal axis. This is the principal axis, imaginary straight line which is passing through the two centers of curvature of the lens. Next one is optical center. This is the optical center, the geometrical center of the lens, which is called as optical center, which is denoted by O. Okay, so next one is focus or principal focus, a point on the principal axis where all the parallel light rays will converge or appear to diverge. Okay, in the case of convex lens it is converge, in the case of concave lens it is diverge. This is called as principal focus. Next one is focal length. The distance between the optical center and the principal focus is called as focal length. Here this is the optical center. The distance is called as focal length. This distance is also called as focal length. So which is denoted with the small letter f. Next one is focal plane. The imaginary plane which is passing through the focus of a plane and a perpendicular the principal axis is called as focal plane. Okay. Now, in the convex lens, the parallel beam of light which is traveling to the parallel to the principal axis, they actually meet at a point that is focus, that is called as real focus. Okay, so the focal length of the convex lens is always positive. Okay, along with the incident light ray, that's why this focal length is always positive. As the focal length is always positive, it is called as positive lens. Which lens it is called as? Positive lens. Next one is concave lens. If you see parallel beam of light, when it is traveling parallel to the principal axis, they diverge. From this point they will diverge, and they seems to meet at a point, they appear to meet at a point, and that is against the incident light ray, that's why here the concave lens has virtual focus. It is always negative. Okay, that's why it is called as negative lens. That's why it is called as negative lens. Okay, so if the media on both the sides of the lens are the same, then the first and second focal lengths are equal, that is f1 equal to f2. Okay, here this sphere also has the focus and this sphere also has the focus. This is equal always, that's why f1 equal to f2. This center of curvature also we can write it as F2. Okay, F1, F2. Next, here you can see this is F1 and F2. This is the center of curvature, which we can write it as 2F1 or C. Here it is another center of curvature, that is 2F2, right? So here also, how we have discussed about the spherical mirrors, here also we have the rules same. Parallel to the principal axis converge, converging lens will converge, or diverging lens will diverge. So in a convex lens, a ray of light parallel to the principal axis after refraction passes through the focus on the other side of the lens. In a concave lens, it appears to diverge from the focus on the same side of the lens. Second rule, in a convex lens, a ray of light passing through the focus after refraction goes parallel to the principal axis. In a concave lens, a ray of light directed towards the focus after refraction goes parallel to the principal axis. These are the rules. Next one is passing through the optical center without any deviation. In both the cases, it is same. Next one. So these are the rules. Now the images formed by concave lens and convex lens. So first we are taking as convex lens. So whatever the spherical mirror ray diagrams we have discussed, if we see concave mirror and convex lens, similar ray diagrams only we find. That's why when I'm discussing about the spherical mirrors, I said you have to concentrate more. If you are very much perfect about the reflection of light, it is easy to understand refraction of light. Okay, so here concave mirror and convex lens always shows the similar ray diagrams. Okay, and next one is convex mirror and concave lens, they show similar ray diagrams. Okay, so here the first one is convex lens ray diagrams we are going to discuss here. So first one is when the object is at infinity. When the object is at infinity, the image whichever is formed, that is, so by we are taking any two light rays, wherever they are intersecting, that is only the image formed. Applications also I am discussing along with this only. Okay, so the image formed is real, inverted, real is always inverted, and highly diminished. Okay, the image formed on the focal plane on the other side of the lens, here it is formed. Application of such type of placement of the lenses, the type of image which is formed is used for an objective lens in the telescope. In the telescopes, as it forms a small inverted image of far off objects in the focal plane in front of the eye lens, telescope. Next one is when the object is beyond 2f1. When the object is beyond 2f1, the image formed is in between f2 and 2f2. The image is diminished, real and inverted, real and diminished, real and inverted. And this type of placement, we find this type of image formation is used in the photographic cameras, okay, where the small real and inverted image is formed on the film. Understand? Next one is when the object is at 2f1, the image formed at 2f2. It is the same size of the object. Always it is real and inverted, same size here. Like C, how in the concave mirror we found, no, at C if it is kept, at C only image also will form. So here also terrestrial telescopes are used. The type of image formation is used in terrestrial telescopes. Okay, objective lens of the as erecting the inverted image formed by the objective lens of the telescope. Okay, next one is when the object is in between f1 and 2f1. When the object is in between f1 and 2f1, the image formed is enlarged. Real and inverted image is formed. This type of image formation is used in film and slide projectors. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. When enlarged image of a small slide or a film is formed on the screen, it is used. Enlarged real and inverted image is formed. All the images you might have noticed, real and inverted images are only forming. Next one is when the object is kept at focus, the image formed is highly enlarged image. Real and inverted image is formed at infinity. The image formed at infinity. So this we can find in the searchlights and spotlights. Okay, in theaters, as in the searchlights, the powerful lamp is placed at principal focus of a convex lens which produces a powerful and parallel beam of light. So searchlights and spotlights, this type of image formation, the position is at focus. Okay, next one is the object is in between optical center and focus. So the same side image will form virtual and direct image, and large image will form. So the image will form on the same side of the lens, that is behind the object it is formed. Generally, when the object is placed in between the optical center of the convex lens and principal focus, an erect and magnified image is formed, which is used in the magnifying glasses or simple microscopes Okay, this is about the convex lens. Next one is image formed by concave lens. Here in as we found in the convex lens, here concave lens also two ray diagrams only. At infinity, when the object is at infinity, the image formed at the focus f1 on the same side of the lens, it is highly diminished. Virtual and erect image is only forming. This we can find in Galilean telescopes. Galilean telescope, it was placed like this. Next one is when the object is in between infinity and f1, the image formed in between f1 and optical center on the same side of the lens, it is diminished, virtual and erect. Okay, so this is used to correct myopia. Okay, to correct myopia, what is myopia and hypermetropia, in the next chapter we will discuss. Okay, this is about the ray diagrams which are formed in lenses, spherical lenses. Now the next topic is new Cartesian rule, sign convention. So if you are very much clear with the spherical lenses, spherical mirrors, sign convention, it is easy to understand, as along with the direction of the incident light ray, the positive sign, against the incident light ray it is negative sign. So before going to that, let me introduce this. What is sign convention for spherical lenses? So new Cartesian sign convention it is called as, which is used for measuring various distances during the formation of images by lenses like convex lenses and concave lenses. According to this rule, all the distances are measured from the optical center of the lens. So the distance measured in the direction of the incident light ray is taken as positive, against, whereas it is measured against the incident light ray we will consider as negative. So the distance measured upwards and perpendicular to the principal axis are taken as positive, whereas the distance measured below the principal axis measured downwards and perpendicular to the principal axis, it is considered as negative. Okay, so height upwards is always positive, height downwards is always negative. This is called as sign convention for spherical lenses. Okay, so next one is how mirror formula we got, same like that only. To get the accurate result where the object is placed, where the image is formed, we need to find out the accurate uh, measurement. We need a formula. Okay, here f is the focal length, u is the object distance, and v is the image distance. The relationship between the object distance, image distance, and focal length, which is expressed as 1 by f equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u, this is only called as lens formula. Okay, so here we can consider for convex lens, u is, object distance is negative, always it is negative, focal length is always positive, image distance is positive and negative both. If the image is real, it is positive. If the image is virtual, it is negative. So little with continuous practice we'll understand this. Okay, so don't get confused. Next one is concave lens. Object distance is always negative, focal length is always negative, and image distance also always negative, as it forms always virtual image. Okay, so this is the relationship. The lens formula remains the same in all the kinds of physical situations, whether the image is real or virtual, and whether the lens is concave or convex. Understood? So the formula is 1 by f equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. So here also magnification is needed, whether the image is, you might have observed in the ray diagrams, we have discussed magnified, highly magnified also. So the magnification which is produced by the lens can be written as the ratio of the height of the image to the height of the object, height of the image by height of the object. So magnification is also related to the object distance and image distance, that can be expressed as m equal to hi by ho equal to v by u. Height of the image is hi, height of the object is ho. So tomorrow we will discuss few numericals related to this lens formulas and magnification. One more topic is there in this only, power of the lens. Okay, so what is this power of the lens? A convex lens converges the light rays falling on it, whereas the concave lens diverges the light rays falling on it. So the power of the lens is the measure of the degree of convergence or divergence produced by it when light rays falls on it. That can be defined, it can be defined as the power of lens is the reciprocal of the focal length. But you must understand what is this power. It is the measurement of the degree of convergence, how much it can converge or how much it can diverge when the light rays falls on it. Okay, so if a convex lens converges a beam of parallel rays more strongly by focusing them closer to the optical center, it is said to have a greater power than a convex lens which focuses the small parallel rays at a greater distance from the optical center. So the power of the lens depends upon its focal length mainly. So the power of the lens can be defined as the reciprocal of its focal length, which is always measured in meters. So P is equal to 1 by F. If focal length we need to find, F is equal to 1 by P. Okay, so SI unit of this power is diopter, which can be measured diopter, capital letter D, we can denote it. So if the focal length of the lens is measured in meters, the power is expressed in diopters. Okay, so 1 diopter is the power of the lens whose focal length is 1 meter. Okay, so here the power of a convex lens is positive and the power of a concave lens is negative. So this, if you remember, you can solve any kind of things. So here any kind of numericals you can solve. This power of combination of lenses Always it is not only one kind of concave or convex, combination also we have sometimes. If a number of lenses are placed in close contact with each other, then the power of the combination of lenses are equal to the algebraical sum of the powers of individual lenses. That only we can write it as P1 and P2 when they are in when they are in close contact with each other. So the final power we can write it as P equal to P1 plus P2. So algebraical sum is the final power of that particular lens. Okay. So the additive property of power of the lens is also used to design lens system used in the optical instruments like cameras, microscopes and telescopes. So this combination of lenses increases the magnification and sharpness of the image also. So if you have any doubt, listen the chapter, listen this topic one more time, so that any doubt if you are getting, नीचे description box में my telegram link is provided. You just join me there and you can ask your doubts, or your doubts you can just write in the comment section. Okay, hope you have understood the topic. So subscribe my channel विजय मनोरमा ट्यूटोरियल्स. ओके, जितना ज़्यादा हो सके अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर करो बच्चों, लाइक करो सेशन को, अपने फ्रेंड्स को भी बोलो अटेंड करने के लिए क्लासेस. डाउट्स हो तो पूछो, आई एम रेडी टू क्लैरिफाई योर डाउट्स. ओके, एंड नाउ इट्स टाइम टू लीव. ऑल द बेस्ट माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स. बी strong and be confident. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. All the best.